I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome. I'll call the special meeting to order. I have verified that there is a quorum. First off, routine matters with public comments. Jana has that list. First of all, before we start, rules are 3 minutes to speak, 30 minutes total for this session. You cannot share time. Please direct all comments to the board chair, which is myself. Okay. Please step
Tracy,
up.
Can you
step
come
up,
forward
Mike,
to the podium? Thank you.
I just want to say that I'm here in support of Dr. Rutherford and his family tonight, and I hope that whatever that item is on the agenda is what is best for our entire school system. This affects every one of us, from custodians, cafeteria, teachers, assistants, office staff. I have been told by many people that I'm putting my job in jeopardy by being here, and that is, I'm willing to do that if that's what it takes. I think for things to get better in our school system, every one of us is going to have to stand up and speak for what they think is right.
I hope that everything is based on facts and not based on personal opinions or any kind of outside situations. So I just ask that you truly keep that in mind, that every single person is affected by this, and he has done a lot for our school system in just the year that he has been here so far, and I hope that he has more time with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cornwall.
Maria Knapp. I can't see you real clear because I've had eye surgery, but I'll try to give eye contact. I've been working for the school going on 8.5 years now, driving a bus. In the 8.5 years I have been here, just a short time he has been at the school, I have seen this man more than I have anybody in 8.5 years. My mom always told me, she said, you stand up for what you think's right, even if it puts you in jeopardy. And I'm just like her. It may put me in jeopardy. Well, that's okay, because sometimes I guess you got to put yourself on the line. Mr. Rutherford has come and talked to every one of us drivers. We are on the same level as him. Any questions, he said, any questions you have, you ask me, and I'll tell you. And we did ask some questions. Stuff that we had heard, stuff that, scared us. But he told us, and we took him for his word because he was honest enough to tell us even if it was going to be something we didn't want to hear, okay? He has come and drove a school bus for us when we didn't have enough drivers to get the kids home during the day. And trust me, nobody beats down the door to be a bus driver. Nobody does. It's just too stressful. But he come right down there, he hopped on a bus, and he'll help get the kids home. I had a little girl on my bus that was absolutely having a meltdown. I couldn't have left that day because I could not, even with a monitor, I could not take that bus out with that child that upset. And I said, I need help. Who come out? Mr. Rutherford come out, he hopped on the bus, sat in the front seat. And by the time I got her halfway home, she not only was calmed down, she fell asleep. I don't know who I was happiest to see, me or the monitor, because we were in trouble. You get a screaming child, and then you got all the other kids upset. And then we had the one little boy that jumped off of the bus, that went running up Cobble Street. And you were there that day, Mr. Thurston was. Dee Dee run out of the office. Everybody's trying to catch this little boy to save him. And Mr. Rutherford took off up the street running to catch this little boy, to keep him safe. I'm not saying nobody else didn't care. They did, but that man, he hit the road and he did it. We've had a lot of black eyes. The school's had a lot of black eyes in the last several years. And change is hard and change is scary. But sometimes we've got to just make the change. I'm asking you all, give this man a chance. I'm very passionate about this because we as drivers, a lot of us can see there's a chance here. And we're on his side. And thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Knapp.
Maria said a lot of, that all the bus drivers feel like and agree with. The one thing that I want to say is he was hard to do a job, and he's been doing the job. And not only has he been doing the job, but he has put the students first. And I think that's the important thing. It needs to be about the students and putting the students first. And I have seen him, he's got a smile on his face and he's involved with these kids. And I think that says a lot. And we've not seen that out of a lot of the other people. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Ackerman.
Hello, I think y'all know me. I'm Lindsay, I'm Richard's wife. And I do want to say that, let me rethink what I want to say for sure. I need to pick my words. What they are saying about him, it's not to show off, it's genuine. He drives the bus because he loves it. He goes and visits the schools because he loves it. There's nothing fake about him, no matter what anybody tells you. I've known him for 32 years, and I can tell you he's the same at home as he is out in the public. There's nothing fake about him. A year ago, you were all on board to hire him and to come in and make some tough decisions, right? And to make some decisions that weren't going to be easy, and he has done that. And I think you were all in support of that at first. And now that he's done what you've asked him to do, there's not as much support. So I'm asking you to consider his character. I'm asking you to consider his work ethic and consider the job that he's already done this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rutherford.
I'm good. Okay, thank you. Donald Ward.
Good evening. I'm Don Ward Sr. I have to introduce myself because I'm one that most of you don't know who I am or might have heard of me. I hope it was a good thing. My wife and I, Tina, have moved here 6 years ago, and we're 6 years ago tomorrow, with our twin boys, CJ and DJ. We moved here because we were looking to get out of Chicago. And I could tell you all the horror stories, but I'm sure you've heard them. And we were looking for a place to raise our kids, a small town community with small town values. I met Dr. Rutherford when he and his wife and his family moved here in church. Met him at basketball games and football games. And as I've heard some of the people speak tonight and speak a few weeks ago, what comes to my mind is he has a servant's heart. And I come out and I want to support that. I don't know what the politics are, but I do know that I've heard many people speak highly of him. He is genuine, and I want to make sure that you're all understanding none of us are perfect. When I ran for the school board last election, he actually gave me time in his office to talk about what his visions were and his dreams were, just to kind of a meet and greet. And I've never expected that in the world. I've spent time on PTA boards in my past, and they were not always good times. Matter of fact, they were pretty rough. School leadership isn't easy, and I understand that on your part. But I would also say, with a man with a servant's heart who loves our kids like I've never seen anybody, he deserves every bit of our attention and our respect and our appreciation. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ward.
Patricia Underwood.
It's all right. I got bad handwriting. So I was a 2006 graduate of Salem Community Schools. I was in your special education program since middle school up and third grade for 1 year. I think in this community, I'm with Community Inclusion Ambassadors. I'm a volunteer special education advocate and the lead advocate for that organization. I believe there's a lot happening in this community within the school that you know is going on that probably is not aware to this whole school. I keep stumbling my words, to the community. You have a big burden to carry to make decisions that are right for every student, whether they have disabilities or no disabilities. Your responsibility is to make the decisions that are best to grow the community and the school, to allow each student to be included, to allow them to be safe within your school building, and to ensure that if something does happen, an appropriate response is made in a timely manner, to help parents be able to advocate for their children to get the records that they need for their students in a timely manner so that they can be active IEP team members. I'm sorry, I just got a heavy heart. I've been praying for you all that you all be able to make the decisions, that you will have the full insight of everything that's happening in the situations. And I just wanted to say thank you for stepping up to be board members, and thank you to all the community that actually came today to show that they care about Salem Community Schools. The teachers that are wanting to see it be better. You do have some teachers, sorry, my ears go on as a special education advocate. You have some teachers that are very concerned about speaking out and having retaliation. Those teachers are probably your keys to understand what your school needs to do to improve. Those teachers are probably going to have solutions to come over roadblocks, or as the Bible says, to remove the stones that people stumble over. So I'm going to go ahead and give up my time, but thank you for the decisions you have to make today and the facts that you have to consider.
Thank you, Mr. Underwood.
Wayne Malloy.
Good evening. I'm Dwayne Malloy. I'm a teacher here at the school, at the middle school. I'm a bus driver. I've been a coach for many different school teams. And I would like to say, I personally consider each and every one of you on the board a friend. I hope you consider me as a friend of yours. But I'm also an advocate of Dr. Rutherford. Seen him multiple times in our buildings. I spoke at the school board meeting 2 sessions ago, and I'm not going to repeat some of the same things, but I think you get my gist that I'm a supporter of Dr. Rutherford. However, I feel that we're in a similar circumstance that we were in several weeks ago. We're seeking guidance, we're seeking answers, we're seeking direction. And even at that meeting, we were told to trust the process. Yet, I'm not sure what the process is, if it's been completed, what the conclusion is, what the findings are. I asked to be interviewed but I was never contacted. I felt like I had some information that might be relevant, as probably others were. I just hope the end result of all of this is not simply philosophical differences. I feel like if we don't share facts, then gossip and rumors are going to prevail, and they're going to determine the narrative of this whole event. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Malloy.
Claire Thompson.
Yeah, I feel like this may be a little out of place, but I want to shift gears a little bit. I've been hearing all this negative stuff on the internet, or not hearing, reading about it on the internet, getting calls, messages, and things about how horrible our school corporation is, our teachers aren't any good, or we let kids get bullied, we let all this stuff happen, and it's just, it's really disheartening, the things that are said because of something else that's totally has nothing to do with what we're doing in our classrooms. And I just want to take a time to thank Mrs. Lipka for what she did, for getting our students free breakfasts and free lunches for the elementary kids and the middle school kids, and then free breakfasts for the high school. I like to focus on the positive that we have going on here. That saves each family $1,000 almost per kid, and if you have multiple kids, that's a huge chunk of change. And that's extra effort that the people that are in the building, the people that are in the classrooms are doing to make this place better. And I hope that someday we focus on those people as much as we do everything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Thanks, Karen.
I didn't come here to take sides. I can tell you that Terry and I have had Dr. Rutherford and his wife in our home, and on a personal level, I like him. He's a nice guy. That's been my experience. But beyond that, as you know, I don't work in the school system. I'm not a teacher. I'm not an administrator. But what I can tell you is that, and you know it, this is a small community, and rumors run rampant. And there are so many rumors, there's so much gossip about what is going on. I can't take sides because I know that I don't have the facts. Now, I have no doubt that there are some legal issues and that the board needs to be careful. I respect that. But I think when the dust settles on all this, I think it's very, very important for the school system and for the community that to the extent that it is possible, that people understand what's going on, that the decision that is made in this matter is based on fact, and the community can see that. Because if that isn't the case, I think this will continue to fester and to be a problem. And whatever this is, we need to get beyond this, and we need to do it in a professional and an expedient way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sivak.
Hi, everyone. Here just a little. Okay, so I have something prepared so that I can get myself together here. Dear Salem Community School Board, please set your personal feelings aside and actually listen to what I have to say about the current state of our school system. Hopefully you have more detailed information in regards to school ranking than I was able to find doing a short Google search. According to one website, Brady Sherham Lower Elementary has a score of 5 out of 10 for academics. Our high school has a score of 6 out of 10. A score of 2 out of 10 in the equity overview, which means the low income and underserved students continue to fall by the wayside. Another website shows that in 2022, Salem was ranked 237th out of 361 schools in the state of Indiana. Our neighbors, West Washington, are ranked 96th. How is that possible? More importantly, why is that possible? It's been a long-standing perception that the only way to get ahead in our school system is to be part of certain families or have the right friends or church members. Not only do our students suffer from the inadequacies caused by this, but our community suffers as well. As an HR professional, I can tell you that when a local business is trying to attract top talent to our area, that any applicants who have children are looking at the education offered by our school system. And I can tell you that we fall short in attracting those people to our community. This is just one major issue that our school leaders should be focusing on. Our current superintendent is aware of our low scores and understood the work set before him when he took this position. He was hired to do a job, but it seems that now he is being treated unfairly for trying to do that job. We had a longtime superintendent that was guilty of bullying and harassing employees, but that person's actions seemed to go unpoliced until a lawsuit got everyone's attention. However, now that we have a superintendent whose focus is on bettering our school system for the students and employees, he's being micromanaged. Do we not trust our own hiring decisions? Moving on to the rumor that this whole situation is due to a potential safety incident that took place at the elementary school. I have yet to hear that anyone did not take the incident seriously, including the superintendent. It's unfortunate that this happened, and I'm very thankful that no harm was done to anyone. These situations are learning opportunities for everyone involved, and we should take that situation and use it to make meaningful and effective changes in how we train students, teachers, and other school employees on how to swiftly and effectively handle any danger that should come to our students. If we're looking for a perfect leader, we will never find it. But if we are looking for someone who wants to focus on positive changes for our schools, then I believe we have that person. I hope that we have not discouraged him to the point of leaving, because we will be hard-pressed to find a suitable replacement, especially with the way he has been treated. Lastly, as the school board, you have a responsibility to investigate any allegations of wrongdoing. Please remember that you also have a responsibility to protect your employees from false allegations as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bowen.
Bill Clark.
Hi. I've been around a long time, and I've had a lot of different positions and everything. I'm a good judge of character. If you let this man go, you're making a mistake. He might have stepped on somebody's toes, but don't let politics interfere with your job. Keep him. Do the right thing.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.
Ashley Williams.
Hi, I am a teacher at the elementary school, a kindergarten teacher. I have been here for now 7 years. I just wanted to come up and show my support for Dr. Rutherford. The first time I met Dr. Rutherford, I actually thought I was in trouble because no other superintendent I have ever been under has come into my classroom. I just was shocked to see someone in his position in my classroom, and I didn't even know what to think about it. But that was one of the many times that he had been in my classroom. The first time was on a parent-teacher conference night. He had been in my classroom just to talk and say hi to me, how's it going? Other times were like when we did special projects, like I had chicks in my class and he came and, held the chicks, and so that's one of the things I wanted to share about him. Through my 7 years at BSC, I have been through 4 principals now. In my 8th year, I will be going on my 5th principal. And I've been through 3 superintendents, Dr. Rutherford being the 3rd. And I just feel like one of the things that is going to have to improve if our school is going to improve is consistency. I feel like teachers are kind of lost because we haven't had a consistent leader in our school system in BSE. And I feel like Dr. Rutherford is the person to make that consistency happen. I feel like we finally have someone who truly cares for the staff and the students. And if we let him go, I feel like it's a big mistake. And someone else said something at the last meeting that I thought was really good too about Dr. Rutherford, that he truly is a part of our community. It's not just someone that's coming and telling us what to do with our school, even when he's not in it. He cares, and he's trying to create the community that he wants also. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boyce.
Hi, Sweeney.
Hey guys, so I respect all of you highly. I've personally known a lot of you here on this board, and I think you guys are great people, and I know you're in a hard position right now, and it's going to be a hard choice, but sometimes you have to make hard choices. And seeing the majority of people here, I think you know the right choice, but I'm going to have that hard conversation. I'm kind of just going to echo what everyone tonight has said and what they said at that last meeting. It's that Dr. Rutherford has made remarkable contributions to our school system. He's actively participated in a lot of events. He's shown his unwavering support. I've graduated from Salem in 2022, and throughout my whole high school career and my whole school endeavors, I never once seen a superintendent jump into the freezing lake at the polar plunge in support of all of these kids. Not a single one drove the buses to help all these kids. Dr. Rutherford did. I support him a lot, and I think he's a great man, and I truly believe that what this board votes on is going to impact not only the district, but teachers and everyone as a whole. These students, they look to him. Some students go to games and they don't see their parents there. I remember one time I went to a lot of wrestling matches because a kid, and this is from Eastern, he didn't have parents that would show up to his games. Had he had a superintendent that was there, that'd be different. Dr. Rutherford showed up to every game, and although these kids may not have had parents that would show up to these games for them, they could look in the stand and know that Dr. Rutherford and his wife would be there. Dr. Rutherford was active in our school system and present. I knew him, and I think he's a great man, and I just want to say that you guys need to make the right decision, and I hope and I pray that you do. And I know you're looking at the facts and you have a hard decision to make, but the majority here tonight is saying what needs to happen, and I hope you make that right decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Swinney.
Angie Phipps.
Hi, I'm Angela Phipps. I just finished year 23 here at Salem High School. I came here tonight with no intentions of getting up and speaking, but the longer I've sat here, I'll be honest, I've been very emotional the last few days, and sitting here tonight, even more emotional. I agree with Blair Thompson 100%. You're not going to find anybody who loves the school system and our kids more than I do. I've graduated from here. My family is all from here. I love our kids. I love the school. However, we do have a lot that needs fixed. I've seen it as a parent with my own children coming through the school systems. You know, I have a niece, a nephew, I have a grandchild that's going to be starting kindergarten this year. And I think we have fabulous people at our schools, but I also believe we have a lot that needs fixed. And in 23 years, I can tell you not one superintendent has ever walked into my classroom and asked me what I do, or how it can be done better, how my life can be made easier. To be honest, I don't feel like anyone's ever cared about me and my position until him. The support that he has shown just goes above and beyond anything I expected. And you know where my heart is through Lions Unified and Special Olympics. To me, nothing matters to me more than those people. And I cannot thank Salem Community Schools enough for the support that you have always shown me and Special Olympics and everything we've tried to do. A lot of your family members have been parts of those organizations, and I'm so proud of them. And I'm so thankful for what our school has done for them. Yet I've never seen an administrator step up in their support the way that Dr. Rutherford has. Ty mentioned the polar plunge. It's goofy. We jump in a lake in February. But it's for a good cause, and the kids love it. And he was there, and he had other engagements that day. He could have very easily not shown up, but he had made a commitment to us, and he came. And he interacted with the children, and he was wonderful with them. Not just our students, but students from other schools, special needs people that were there. I mean, this man has such a heart for our children and for what we do. And I don't envy you, your jobs right now. I really don't. And I do respect each and every one of you. But I have prayed on this more than you can ever imagine. I feel that strongly about this man and the good that he's done for our community and our schools. And I just pray that he can continue to do this job and help us get back on the right track.
Thank you, Ms. Phipps.
So I decided not to speak, and then now I'm up here speaking. So I would just like to come up here and clear a little bit of the air. I have gotten to know each one of you on some kind of level, and I've always had a good interaction with each of you, and I really appreciate what you guys do. And I also want to say thank you to all the friends and all the people who have reached out to our family and shown us support. It has been a tough time, but we're getting through it. And for those of you who don't know what's going on, that's why I'm here. I want to be able to shed a little bit of light. So my dad, Dr. Rutherford, he has done nothing illegal or even unethical to prompt an investigation. His name is in no way tied to any allegation and should not have resulted in this mandated leave in the first place. The public, not his family, he hasn't been given any ounce of evidence that he has done anything wrong. We don't know what this is even tied to. So I guess I'm just asking for a little bit of clarity where this is coming from. There hasn't been any communication since he received the letter in the first place stating that he would be put on leave. This letter notified him that he was not allowed to attend corporation functions. So not only was he banned from attending graduation at the end of the year, but any sporting events like baseball sectionals, those kind of things, the things that anyone who knows him knows that he loves to go to. So that was really tough for him. But he was also threatened with insubordination if he even showed up on corporation campus. So there was a time he wanted to go play tennis on the tennis courts with us, and he wasn't allowed to go. So little things like that, he has kind of been treated like a criminal in a way, and he hasn't done anything to deserve that kind of treatment. So I just want to say to think about the facts laid out, think about what kind of person he is, what kind of superintendent he's been. He loves this corporation so much, this community so much. Like, it's all he can talk about at home. He loves going to the sporting events and supporting all the kids. And he just wants to do what's best for this corporation. So I just ask that you keep that in mind as you make your decision tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rutherford. Good. Okay. Thank you for everyone's comments. Personnel recommendations. Ed Jordan, new hire, transportation director.
I'll make a motion.
Allison Ezell makes a motion.
I'll second.
Seconded by Rebecca White. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Yes.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
Ed is with us here tonight.
Mr. Jordan, would you like to say anything, sir?
I just consider it an honor, really, just to be part of the community.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Look forward to seeing what you can get done for us, sir. Kelly Williams, resignation from BSE principal. Have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Allison Ezell makes that motion. Seconded by Becky Humphrey. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes 7-0. In regards to Dr. Rutherford's provision for superintendent in his contract, I will entertain any motions at this time.
The motion is to exercise the 60-day notice provision contained in paragraph 16 Bravo of Dr. Richard Rutherford's contract, advising him of the board's intent to cancel his contract without cause.
Motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Opposed, same sign.
No, I'm not voting.
Motion passes 6-0 with one abstaining. Next, I would entertain a motion to continue Dr. Rutherford's paid administrative leave for the next 60 days through and including Monday, August 21st, 2023.
I'll make the motion.
Allison Ezell makes that motion. Second.
I second.
Becky Humphrey seconds. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0 with one more abstaining. Next, I would entertain a motion to authorize President Mark Day to notify Dr. Rutherford in writing of the board's decision tonight. I have that motion. Ronnie Bruff makes that motion, seconded by Becky Humphrey. All in favor, raise your right hand. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0 with one abstaining. At this time, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Allison Ezell makes that motion to adjourn. Second. Seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion to adjourn passes.
I would like